Ever thought your guitars are as thin and as hectic as they can be? That refrain vocal doesn't seem to cut it. Look no further, cause today we share with you 5 tips about double tracking.
So that you can do it like the pros, or semi-pros, or us anyway. To have a taste. 1. Know when and why.
2. Artificial or the real deal.
3. Do it fast.
4. Keep it tight.
And 5. Is there gonna be an intro?
Okay, these are some geeky stuff that resulted through meticulous and extensive testing and years of painstaking research in our labs.
1. Double tracking. Yeah. That thing that you record the same part 2, 3 or a gazillion times to make it, let's say...
super rare.
Well, that exact thing is not a remedy for everything. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Tiring the musician and dragging an endless session, making a part sound congested and giving it larger-than-life character, where you shouldn't, are just some reasons.
But when you want to make something louder without significantly increasing the dBs, when stereo spread is the ring and you are the Gollum, when you need to cover up some vocal weaknesses, it is exactly the right thing to do, and by all means, try it.
Well, go ahead.
We'll wait. 2. It doesn't always have to be natural. The session may be short, the performer might not be up to the task, or possibly you want that fake doubling.
There are really a plethora of ways besides re-recording multiple takes. You can fake it by taking the same recording and changing its tuning just a couple of cents, or moving it on timeline. You can modulate these 2 parameters for a more real feeling, but there are dedicated effects that do all these with randomization algorithms for even more pleasing results.
What I, for example, like to do is to analyze the take and stretch it to be just on time and on tune, and combine it with the original. These changes are not predictable like an LFO and push the final outcome in a more tidy direction.
Oh, and since repetition is deeply embedded in most compositions, it is unthinkable of how much trouble it will save you to layer one repetition over another to create the double tracking effect.
3. Do it fast. Musicians, artistic beings they are. Each time they do another take, there will be a new improv. Like they almost forgot what they played or sang just 3 seconds ago.
And don't take it personally, we love you. But in order for you to love us back, we should track down phrase by phrase and riff by riff to keep a constant feeling, attitude and performance between takes.
Being well rehearsed and knowing exactly what your part as a musician is seals the deal for perfect double trackings.
4. Keep it tight, otherwise you will be left with a crappy sounding mess in a heartbeat.
Not all performers have the robotic accuracy that this technique requires. Of course, it depends on the effect you're going after, but most of the time you will want those doubles to be as close together as possible. Twos or even comparts to sound alike.
Don't be afraid to stretch, sync and pitch match. The artifacts of these processes will be negligible in the glorious chaos emerging from double tracking.
5. Go overboard. Do double tracking even with different timbres. One tight, smooth, deep bass and one brighter slap bass with chorus. Or one heavy distorted guitar to lay the foundation with sustain and one crunchier guitar on top to accentuate the attacks and expand the dynamics. Really endless possibilities.
You can double track phrase endings to pump more energy before transitions in refrains or solos. Double, triple or whatever multiple tracking can even help you when you want to make something audible enough without it being too distracting and intimate, like in backing vocals or background synth effects.
The tips can go on and on forever. This is just a starting point. Explore these tips and see what works for you.
I am Bill.
And I'm George.
And don't drop the mic. At least keep it for one more take, just to be sure to match it with the first one.
Also try double clicking on the subscribe button for our episode to become fuller and more powerful.
Oh, and before we go, in our previous episode about arrangement, we talked about layering parts including double tracking. So check it out to find a way to utilize your superb double tracking skills. Boobs.
Sustain ρε και φταίει. Sustain. Sustain. Δεν είναι ακριβώς λεκές, μοιάζει με λεκέ, είναι sustain.
2. It
It does and
always